All right. Haven't made a podcast in a long ass time, and I will explain to you why I haven't. I mean, it's not really a great excuse, but it's the only excuse I fucking got. So, I've been going through some shit. Basically, I am single again, and it wasn't anything horrible. It's not like anybody cheated. It's not like anybody fucked the other person over, and we're still friends. We still live together. Not a big deal. That's all I'm going to say about it. Well, it is a big deal, obviously, but nothing compared to all the other relationships I've had and the breakups that I've had. This one is very grown up. It's very adult. It's very respectful. So, with that said, so I've just been drinking a lot. I've been getting pretty fucked up like every weekend since, which is so stupid because it's like I'm too old for that shit. It's not at all like trying to get out and get some ass or anything like that. This is like the first breakup too where I'm like, dude, I literally don't even want to fucking talk to a girl at all. I want nothing to do with them. I don't need that stress in my life. I just want to be alone. I want to just do whatever I want to do kind of deal. And so I feel pretty adult about that, but it's I think actually, so this is a little personal, but I don't, if you know me, I have no secrets. I tell everybody everything. I don't give a shit. Like when I got catfished, as soon as I figured out I got catfished, I posted on Facebook that I got catfished and got relentlessly made fun of. And, I don't care. I don't have secrets. So, I'm pretty sure, I never go to the doctor because I don't want to know, for one, and two, I went to the doctor one time in high school with the worst stomach pain ever. I thought it was an appendicitis and waited forever to get to a doctor, and basically they just told me, like, when was the last time you took a shit because you're backed up and that's why your stomach hurt. And I was so fucking embarrassed that I don't go to the doctor anymore. But anyway, back to it. Pretty sure I got low testosterone, which most people would be absolutely devastated or want to fix it right away. And this is just from what I think it is, and I'm not a doctor and I don't know nothing about this. I don't research it. I just feel like, maybe I got low testosterone because I'm never horny anymore. Like, it could also be that I'm like 33 and I'm like losing my, sex drive or something. I don't know. But I just don't give a fuck to fuck lately. And instead of being devastated about it, be like, oh, I need to go get testosterone. I need to start eating stuff that boosts testosterone. I'm like, dude, this actually might be the best thing that's ever happened to me. Most of my life has been filled with horrible decisions that involve my wiener, and I do dumb stuff to try to get girls or talk to girls or impress a girl or, whatever the fuck. I blow all my money on a girl because I want her to fuck me or like me or whatever the fuck. So now I'm just like, that might actually be the best thing for me. Let's just not be horny for a few years and see where I can go. Who knows? Maybe I'll be a millionaire in a fucking year because I don't give a fuck about no hoes. So there's probably other side effects of low T that could probably not be great, but I'm not going to look it up because if I find something that is bad, then I'm just going to be sad about it, and we're just going to put that in the fucking closet of things that might be wrong with me that I don't want to confront, and we're going to shut that door and leave it. So also I gotta do this. So sorry if I just blew your eardrums out. I'm all over the place, but I was talking to my uncle when I was last in Montana, the episode that I shot with Lane. I was talking to my uncle, and he does like a little bit of like film producey kind of stuff. And I was telling him how it's really hard. The only thing I'm having a hard time with is lining up the audio of my Blue Yeti mic and the picture on the camera. And he said, oh, that's why they got that slapstick thing, like the little stick with the scene on it and stuff, and they slap it. They line up the spike in the audio. So I take the audio from the camera, that kind of sucks, and then take the better audio from the Blue Yeti and I line it up. So me blowing your eardrums out is going to help me be able to line those up a lot easier instead of sitting there trying to lip read and look at the audio at the same time. So, but anyway, I'm also back on social media full time, which is great. It's fun. I missed funny memes and funny videos and finding out what's going on in the world. I get all my news from social media, which is a horrible way to do it. But, most of the time I get news feed shit from funny memes. Like the whole Diddy thing. I first heard about the Diddy thing from a meme, and I was like, the fuck does that even mean? And then I looked it up and then figured out that the diddler is under arrest for doing horrible things to people at his Diddy parties. So but there's also horrible things that I am remembering from social media, and so I posted a TikTok video the other day. Went viral, 1.7 million views on it so far, and which is dope. Got a lot of followers on it. Got like 3, 4, or 5,000 followers just from that video. But also attracted a lot of really fucking weird people and gay dudes. So I forgot about that shit. And I made a new Snapchat finally. I didn't have Snapchat for like a year because I got perma-banned. So I made a new one. It's just REIDUH 2.0 because that's my original was Rita. This is Rita 2.0. But stupidly put my Snapchat on my TikTok to try to get, my Snapchat followers back. Because I had like 10,000 followers. No, maybe not that many. Maybe like 2,000 followers on Snapchat because I've had it since they came out like 10 years ago. So I lost all of that. So I was trying to get a bunch of them back, put it on TikTok, which opens up the highway to fucking weirdos and creeps and scammers and gay dudes that don't have a problem saying exactly what they want to do to me or want with me or show me what they're packing and all that shit. So right off the bat, had a guy that was like, how much is your dick? And I'm like, I'm not like that. I'm not doing it. He's like, $200. And I'm like, bro, no, I don't need the money that bad. I'm good. He's like, $300. And I'm like, dude, stop. I'm going to give you one more chance to stop. And so then he said, can I just see it through your sweatpants or something? And then I had to block him. So, and then I got a couple other gay dudes that all they do is compliment me and tell me how hot I am when I, post a video or something on Snapchat. And I can handle those. Just one little comment like, hot face emojis or damn you're hot or something like that. That's fine. I can take a compliment. I don't care who it comes from. Dudes, girls, old, young, don't care. As long as you don't sit there and try to buy dick pics from me or something. So, yeah. And then I had I get these fucking chicks that are annoying as shit. And I make it clear to every single fucking girl that tries to talk to me at all. If they're hinting towards getting to know me or date me or whatever, I'm like, hey, I just got out of a relationship. I have zero interest in fucking any kind of relationship of any kind. But we can be friends if you want. And 99% of the time, these girls go, oh, I'm going to make them fall in love with me. And they think they're going to pull a fast one on me, not knowing that I have been so damaged by women for so long and that I have low T, so I have no horniness in me. And, I just have zero interest. They try to, whatever. So I had this one fucking chick do some cheesy pickup line or something. And, replied back just ha or something like that. And then she Snapchatted me and was like, you seem really cool. I want to get to know you. And if you know me at all, I hate small talk more than anything in the world. And I hate when that's their go-to, like, hey, can I get to know you? And it's like, why don't you just talk to me? And eventually you'll learn more things, and that's how you get to know me, instead of that's like first date, you go to a girl and be like, would you mind if I kissed you on the lips? No, not when you say it like that. So right off the bat, she does that. And I'm like, I don't want a relationship. I just got out of one. We're still, living together. And I just that is the last fucking thing that I want, is any kind of relationship at all. But we can be friends, trying to be like, you can follow me on social media and I'll allow it, kind of a deal. Not like, let's be best friends and talk every fucking day. So, because I also hate talking to people every single fucking day unless I'm fucking you and living with you. Like, I don't even talk to my best friends every single day. I don't talk to my brother, who is my best friend, every single day. I talk to him like once every 3 or 4 days. So, you know, that just went right over her head. And she's like, oh, we should FaceTime this weekend. I was like, you really are striking out, because I don't even FaceTime my mother or my father. The only time I FaceTime is usually when my dad calls. One of my nieces or nephews are there. So I'm like, okay, I'll FaceTime you. But other than that, I don't FaceTime. There is no fucking reason why I can't just talk to you on the phone and not see your damn face, because the whole time I know I'm just looking at myself during the FaceTime, and I know you're looking at yourself during the FaceTime. So the fact that my face is on your phone and I know you're not even looking at it anyway, why the fuck would I want to FaceTime? So she's like, we should FaceTime this weekend. And, you know, still trying to be nice, because I don't have the power of being an asshole to somebody I don't know. Yeah, so I was like, yeah, maybe, you know, and every day up to that weekend, she kept saying it again and again, like, can't wait it went from hope that you want to FaceTime this weekend to I cannot wait to FaceTime you. And I'm like, bitch, you got me fucked up if you really think I'm gonna do this. Like I can pick up pretty easily when someone's actually not into something and they're just pretending to be. Why can't you have that power? I don't want to FaceTime you. I don't know you. I don't want to get to know you. I don't even think you're cute. You know, like my ex is smoking fucking hot. And I know that you know that, because I still leave her pictures and her videos up. I know that you see how hot she is. And then there's you. Like, the fact that maybe if I wanted to get to know somebody and I was looking for dating, I'd overlook your looks and get to know you, and maybe you have a bomb personality. But one, I'm not interested at all. Two, my ex-girlfriend will shit all over you with how hot she is. And three, you asked me if we can get to know each other and then immediately follow that up with let's FaceTime. Like, you have zero fucking chance. Like, just please stop milking my niceness and leave me the fuck alone. So the weekend approaches, and I think she's finally getting the hint that I just am not interested at all. At this point, it's been 3 weeks since I broke up or whatever. This fucking bitch messages me. She like sent me something and I just ignored it, you know, or I don't know what I did. I did something where it was like pretty obvious, like leave me the fuck alone. And she messaged me and she goes, you know what? You seem like you're still hung up on your ex-girlfriend, so why don't you just holler at me when that's all over with? And I was like, what I said was, all right, sounds good. But in my head, I'm like, bitch, I fucking told you. Of course I'm still hung up on her. I just broke up with her. I dated her for 3 fucking years. I told you already, I don't want a fucking relationship. And you're going to come at me like you're you know, going to devastate me by being like, oh, you know, I don't want, you're too hung up on your girlfriend. Holler at, come beg for my attention when you're ready. And I was just like, good, like, get the fuck out of here. Like, you're psycho as shit. So all I said was, cool, sounds good. And that was it. And then she messaged me back and said, cool. I ignored it. And then she messaged again. She said, are you okay? I wanted to be like, bitch, I'm not okay, but it has nothing to do with you. Like, I'm actually happy that you're fucking off. So she basically, what she was doing was trying to get to know me, saw that I was pushing her off, and then come and be like, oh, I'm the one that's gonna cut this off. And then when I was cool with it, she was like panicking, like, oh, you didn't come crawling back to me like I thought you were going to, you know, kind of deal. And so that was annoying as shit. And then she tried to FaceTime me through Snapchat. Oh yeah, she also asked me for my phone number. I'm like, no, I don't know you. I'm not giving you my phone number. So then that's how we did Snapchat or whatever. So then she tries to FaceTime me on Snapchat, and I was like, this bitch is fucking nuts. So I blocked her on everything. So as time goes on, it gets a lot easier and easier to block people. Usually I'm pretty quick to block. I that big red shiny block button is just like, I'm just like I fucking love blocking people. It's the best feature ever. I don't know how I would survive on any social media if I didn't have that big shiny block button. Oh, the other thing that this bitch did, and then I'll quit shitting on her. But she said, do you want to play 20 questions? And I was like, oh my God, I forgot about that game. I used to play that in fucking high school with girls texting on my fucking Motorola Razr. And I was just like, sure. Like, made it as disinterested as possible. I was just like, yeah, sure. And she's like, what's your favorite thing to do? And I'm like, oh my God, I forgot this game is basically just small talk, but more organized, and you take turns. And I was like, nothing really. I just kept trying to kill the conversation and try to be uninteresting as fuck. And she just wouldn't get the picture. So then I was like, what's your best trait? Something stupid like that. And she's like, well, I don't want to sound cocky, but every guy I talk to just falls head over heels for me, and falls for me really fucking hard. And I was like, oh, really? Oh, God, well, I don't want to be one of those guys, because I have negative interest in you. I hate every time your name pops up on my phone. I get pissed. So that's the kind of person this was. Like, she thought she was, like, hot shit. She was, like, 31 with a kid, and I'm like, okay, like, I know that's most likely what I'm going to be stuck with for the rest of my life, but, like, I'm not, like, there's nothing that makes me want to ever, I don't even want to be your friend. So, anyway, moving on. Just fucking dumb as hell. So, I came up with an idea, because I feel bad for not making a podcast forever. I mean, I only had 3 people out of probably 7 people that listen to this podcast hound me, like, when's your shit coming out? And I told them what was going on. They're like, all right, hope it goes well, but really excited for the next episode. So I felt bad. So I decided to buy a couple things. Sorry if that was so loud. And I'm also going to get a mic stand for my mic, because everything I do on this table, you guys I can hear it too. That's why I got my headphones on. It gives me a better idea of, like, the background noise and shit, and me clicking pens and crinkling beer cans and shit. But I bought a couple things. First thing, the hot chip challenge. So I don't know if I'm gonna make this like my Patreon exclusive one, like where you pay. I got some people that are paying $5 a month for exclusive episodes, so I might make this an exclusive thing, but we'll see. So I don't know if this is the right one, but I looked it up on Amazon, and this is what it came up with. And it says, no ID, no sale. And I definitely didn't show my ID to get this, so I don't really know what that's all about. But we'll see. Worst comes to worst, if it's a shitty off-brand one, I got the wrong one, it's probably going to be less spicy than the original, like the actual one. So, but we'll try it out. We'll see. 1 chip, and it was like fucking $10 for a single chip. So hopefully we can have some fun with that. The other spicy thing I got that I've been seeing is the Lil Nitro World's Hottest Gummy Bear. So we're also going to try that one out. I might do like maybe half paid, maybe do 2 of them for the paid subscription Patreon, and then do 1 on here as I'm sorry that I've been a depressed piece of shit for the last month and a half and haven't made any podcasts for all 10 of my viewers. So, and then the last one, which I don't see how this would really be all that bad. We'll see. But it's the sourest candy in the world. Level 3 final boss sour. Oh, shit. I guess there's 3 levels of sour candies, and I got level fucking 3. So I didn't research this much. I was a little bit drunk and a little stoned when I came up with this idea. But it's a 3-pack, so we can have multiple funs out of this one. So, yeah, 3 different bags. Wait. 3-pack. Oh, there must be different levels of sour. Because one's got 105 calories, the next one has 105 calories, the last one has 90. So, I don't know. You might make a series out of this one. So, I might just eat them one after another, or who knows. So, but yeah, we got these. We're gonna have some fun with these. I'm also, my next paycheck, I'm gonna order some smelling salts. I actually did one with my ex. Me and my ex still live together. I don't know if I said that already, but we're still like buddies. We still watch TV and hang out and whatever, just sometimes it's awkward. But she had some smelling salts, like the little thing that you pop open. It's supposed to wake people up out of getting knocked out. and for gymnasts or not gymnasts, big muscly guys, weightlifters is what they call those. Reed. We did one of those, and holy fucking shit, that was gnarly as hell. Like I knew it was gonna fuck me up, but I didn't know exactly what the smell would be like. It kind of smelled like chlorine-ish, if I can remember right, but it fucked me up, and my fucked up head, I was like, that was awful. I want to do it again so bad. I wish we had another one. So I'm going to get a can of those, and I'm going to have that on here. It might hype me up for these podcasts, because if you guys don't know, doing a podcast by yourself is the hardest fucking thing to do. It's like pulling off wet socks. It's fucking horrible. It's so hard. I have fun when I do it, but leading up to the point to where I actually do it is such a bitch. So actually, fun story, I had all this shit set up yesterday. I was fully ready to do this shit, and I was like, I'm going to take a shower, I'm going to go get some beer, I'm going to come back, I'm going to do this podcast. I got all of my equipment set up, got it ready to go. As you can see, I picked a new camera angle, I brought it closer. I actually bought a real tripod for my camera, so it's not sitting on a bar stool. And I was like 2 minutes before I had it completely set up, my fucking motivation took a shit. I got depressed as fuck. I picked up my case of beer and I took it to the couch and I watched Netflix until I fell asleep and got drunk. So, yeah. So at least I had it all set up, and as soon as I got home, I haven't even showered. My hands are filthy. I was like listening to Kill Tony on the way here to get me hyped up, and then boom, got into it. So, if you don't know, I am riddled with ADHD, and I am completely unmedicated. I'm not trying to take meds for it. I don't want it to change who I am, because if you don't know anything about ADHD, I barely know anything about ADHD. I researched enough to where I know that I'm like, yep, I got that. That fucking sucks. But there's a superpower for ADHD, and then there's a really shitty, like, devastating part of ADHD. So the super dope part about ADHD is if you're interested in something and you like it and you are enjoying what you're doing, you're a fucking psycho. You go 10 times faster than anybody. You get really focused. You have so much fun. Nothing around the world matters to you except for this one thing, and you're having so much fucking fun. And that's how my podcasts are most of the time. Sometimes not as much. The other side of ADHD is if you don't want to do it, or it feels forced, or it feels like a chore, it's horrible and you hate it. And you'll do anything you can to delay or just get out of doing that thing. So that's kind of what I've been doing the last month. Like, I can make a podcast right now. How about we just go get shit-faced at the brewery down the street instead? And it's so fucking tough. But when I'm really into something, I really, kick the fucking shit out of it. Like, usually it takes 2-3 days, I'd imagine, to get all your accounts set up and edited and finished and ready to go when you start a podcast. I did it in 6 hours. I was just like, okay, done, Spotify account, done, YouTube, done, email address, done, Patreon, done. I did it all super quick, and it was super fun. And then I didn't do fuck all for it for the next couple days because I got depressed, and the I don't want to do this part came out, and it was fucking horrible. So, and I know I could easily get a prescription to Adderall or fucking Ritalin, if they even still do Ritalin, or Vyvanse or something like that. And part of me is like, that'd be dope as fuck because work would be so much easier. The worst part about ADHD is at work, it sucks. Because I'll do one thing and I'll haul ass and I get praised for it and I do great. And then the next part of it, I don't like it as much, and then I'm horrible and it takes me days longer than it should to do shit. So, I know I could get a prescription so easy. I have horrible ADHD, but I really am trying not to. One, because I get addicted to shit and I abuse the fuck out of it, and I don't want to use it to party. I want to use it to actually focus on shit and, be good. And I'm not a strong man, and I'm strong enough to say that I'm not strong enough. And so I'm going to try to raw dog it. I'm going to try to... Ooh, fuck yeah. Try to find natural ways to get through my ADHD and focus and be better at it, and being able to pull out the superpower side of ADHD and try to avoid the old ball and chain, drag you down, walking in mud part of my ADHD. So, yes. So, I'm trying to find something to put this. There we go. I don't want to, every time I set down my beer on the table, it blows your ears out. So, a little bit more about myself as well. I got crippling fucking depression. And you wouldn't be able to tell because I'm a man and I don't want people to know I'm fucking sad. I don't want to tell you that I'm sad. I don't want to explain to you why I'm sad because sometimes I don't know why I'm fucking sad. So I don't want to sit there and look like I'm just trying to get attention from being sad. Even though I know nobody would actually fucking think that. So I've been through a lot of fucking shit. And a lot of people don't fucking know this. And it's not, good. I don't want people to fucking know about it. But I just feel like I need to share it because I'm trying to be better at my mental health. I went to a therapist for 3 sessions and I hated that motherfucker and I quit doing it. So I'm trying to find other ways to just solve it myself because I'm a man and I don't need anybody's help. But, I've seen some fucked up shit. I've done some fucked up shit. Did a lot of narcotics for a very long time. And I didn't see a problem with it at all for the longest time. And then thank fucking God I quit doing that shit. So I'm out of that. Still tempting sometimes, but really try not to, especially now that I'm going through a breakup. That's usually the time that I dive headfirst into this shit. And I've been doing really good. I haven't been fucking around with that shit too much. So I've done a lot of that. I've seen people shoot up fucking heroin. I've seen people cut themselves in front of me and bleed all over the fucking place. I've pulled guns out of friends' mouths, caught them last second. I've planned my own fucking death before and, by some kind of fucking miracle didn't go through with it. And, circumstances happened to where it just barely kept me above water and then eventually pulled me out. And, I've gotten cheated on fucking horribly. I've been I don't know. I'm not looking for a fucking pity party, but I've been through so much fucking shit, and it is so goddamn difficult. And the way I do it is I put it in a box and I put it in the closet of forget that shit and move on, and that's all I do. And it seems to be working okay. Once in a while, I'll have a little outburst, and I'll fucking vent to somebody or tell them shit. But I'm hanging in there. I'm doing all right. I know drinking doesn't help. I'm not getting drunk. I'm just having a beer. It's nice. I work hard. But anyway, so there's that. Felt like I needed to get that off my chest for some reason. But I haven't been taking comedy notes that much lately. But I have written down a couple of things. So let me share them with you. I don't know if this is really a joke, actually. It's more of a cry for help. I'll read it out loud to you, and then I'll kind of try to explain what I was trying to do with it, I guess. Sometimes, like when I do stand-up bits that I'm trying to write out, I'll just write a little bit of it. It obviously needs more of a beginning and an end or whatever, but... so I wrote down, sometimes in life I feel like I'm trying to fly a hot air balloon. Hot air balloon pilots are like, I can get into the air, I just can't go where I want to go. What the fuck was Reed trying to say there? I have no idea. I think part of that I remember, I was thinking about, I saw a hot air balloon, I'm like, I wonder if these fuckers like try to hang out with all the other pilots and like, I'm a pilot too, I got my wings. And they're like, oh, what do you fly? And they're like, a big fucking balloon. It's like, you're the most fake ass pilot there is. Like, you're not a fucking pilot. It's like saying cheerleading is a sport. Like, it's not. It's difficult, I'm sure. I mean, I don't know how to cheerlead, but it's not a sport. Nobody wins. Nobody loses. You don't score points. You just fucking, we need you. We love cheerleaders. Everybody loves the cheerleaders, of all ages and genders and whatever, but it's not a sport, Being an air balloon pilot is like the lamest fucking thing. Like, how do you even steer a hot air balloon? You just look like, okay, the wind's going to blow that way, and I think I'm also want to go that way as well. And then you just go up and down. I don't even understand how they go down. I think there's like a little flap on the top and they pull a rope or something. They're like, I know there's something to do with sandbags they drop off the side. I've seen that in cartoons and movies, but like, how do you pilot a fucking hot air balloon? I mean, I feel like I could learn how to hot air balloon pilot in 5 minutes. Like, where's the crank for the fire and where's the thing to make it go down? You know, and that's it. So I've got to assume it's just like, let's see. It's like being a forklift driver at Walmart and telling people you're an operator. Like, yes, you technically operate, but it's a forklift at Walmart with pallets. You know, it's not digging trenches or bulldozing or using a great awl or any of that shit. Like, you can't tell people you're an operator. You work at Walmart. Like, that's what it is. Like, when you're a hot air balloon pilot, you can't just walk around and be like, oh, I'm my Tinder profile, I'm a fucking pilot. And you're like, okay, yeah, you take lame ass young kids that want to propose to each other up in this hot air balloon, and then you just drop them down in the middle of a field. Like, okay, here's a field coming up. We got to land this perfectly before we just get dumped out the side. Like, I don't understand how that works. I don't understand how many souls were lost trying to figure out how to go back down. Like, there's obviously got to be some trial and error, and it's not like you can automate it and be like, okay, we'll put a test dummy in this thing and see if we can figure out how to land this shit. It's like some dumbass was like, okay, I'm going to go up, and then we're going to try to figure out how the fuck to get back down without falling out of the fucking sky. Like, there's all, like I'm not going to salute the passed away fucking hot air balloon pilots because it's like the weirdest fucking shitty thing, but you know, I don't know. That's kind of what I think where I was trying to go with that, but I wrote it out depressing as fuck. Like, I feel like a hot air balloon pilot. I can go up and I think I know how to come down, but I don't know where the fuck I'm going. So yeah, there's that. Also, I had some questions on there that I was going to ask Lane, but if you guys watched the podcast I did with Lane, I got too drunk and I accidentally deleted all the footage that we took for like the majority of the podcast. I had to restart and it was a giant fucking train wreck. But let's see what else I got in here. Men are better at everything and women are good at wrapping gifts. Don't remember writing that down. But you guys have so much to be proud of, you ladies out there. You're good at all sorts of things. You're good at smelling good. You're looking a little pretty. You're good at, children's stuff. We're not that good at that stuff. You guys can have that. And the best thing that you guys are good at, and it's not even a sexist thing to say because it's fucking true and you know it's true. You guys are damn good at wrapping gifts. And I think a lot of it is patience, because I start wrapping a gift and I'm like, I just got done watching a YouTube video. I'm going to wrap this thing up so tight it's going to look like a fucking machine did it. And then as soon as I rip a corner of the paper, I'm like, I don't care. Here's the tape. Tape it up, bunch it up, throw a bow on the hole, throw it under the tree. But you guys got wrapping gifts down, so that's, we all appreciate that. Especially as soon as you have your own kids, you guys are somehow... You just automatically are pristine at wrapping gifts, and it's pretty dope. It's a dope skill. We need that skill for the children, because if men just wrapped gifts, we'd probably just put them in bags and then tape the top of the bag shut. So that's that random fucking entrance. Things I want as a 30-year-old man. These are kind of cool. So as I've been going through TikTok and Snapchat and all that shit, I've noticed that my FYP is full of lots of like random old man stuff. Like, greatest example that everyone knows about is that men love mowing lawns. We don't know why, but it is fucking nice. That's the only reason why I want my own house, is because I want to fucking mow the goddamn lawn. I mean, if I could somehow finagle a way to mow the lawn here all the time, I would love to mow the lawn at my apartment complex, but they're never going to let me do that. They could pay, an illegal alien $10 an hour to do the whole fucking thing. But mowing lawns, so dope. I think it's just because we get to drive around, we don't have to pay attention, and we can just get drunk while we do it. And it's nice, and you're outside, and the grass smells good, and, you get a little tan and shit. So the older I get, the more I just want to mow the motherfucking lawn. Speaking of fucking lawnmowers, the deeper you get into wanting to mow the lawn, the more you want that 0-point turn lawn, dude. The one with the 2 handles, and you can literally just go like that and spin around like a flat turn, spin around. Those are dope as fuck, and they get like 3 or 4 blades across, so you can mow the fuck out of like 10 feet of grass all at the same time. You know, go around all the little trees. Shit like that. Like growing up, we had the riding lawnmower, but it was with the steering wheel, and it was dope, and I loved driving it, and it was so much fucking fun, and we used to fight over who got to use it to mow the lawn. But after a while, I was like, that's the poor man's lawnmower. That's for a guy that doesn't know what the fuck he's doing. That's for a guy that has no appreciation of the art. The real men, the solid ones, the ones that have their life figured out, have the 0-turn lawnmower. And I've never driven a 0-turn lawnmower, but I know it'd just be nice as fuck, and I want one so bad. So the other things I've noticed that I really, really want for no fucking reason other than I'm becoming an old man and my testosterone levels are dropping like a motherfucker is a wood lathe. A wood lathe, if you don't know what a wood lathe is, it's when they put like a log in this thing and it spins it super fucking fast, and then you get a blade and you sit there and you shave it down into a perfect cylinder, and then you can make, you know, it's always ends up being like, oh, it's the legs for a stool, and that's like all I can think about that you can make with a wood lathe. But I just want to so bad. I just want to see those fucking curls of wood just flying all over me and that perfect blade, and the risk that if it catches on you, that fucking blade you're holding with your whole ass arm is just gonna come up and break your chin off. And just making something so perfectly round and it's spinning so fast, and you just effortlessly glide that blade up and down that fucking log and just make little whoop-de-doos in different thicknesses. There's just something about it. You can make bowls. I guess that's another one. I just want one so fucking bad. And I know my ADHD, I'm going to love the fuck out of it for like 5 hours until I have no wood left and I have to clean it up, and I have all of these fucking chair legs that I can do absolutely nothing with because I don't feel like making the chair. I just want to make the wood spin and I want to make it look cool. So wood lathe, definitely on my list. If I ever get rich, I'm going to have a wood lathe that I'm going to use for a little bit, and then I'm probably going to just hang shit on it. Kind of like you women do with those treadmills. So the other thing I want, a paint booth. I just want to paint the fuck out of shit. Every time I got a new car that was shitty as fuck, first thing I would do, rattle can the fuck out of that thing. And rattle canning it sucks ass because 1, it looks like shit, and 2, by the time you're at the end, you're just spraying that shit over there all over the place. I'm not taping up shit. I'm not covering shit. And my fingers are so fucking sore. You start out with this one and then this one, and then you have this one, but you're crushing it. And then eventually you got your thumb, and the tips of your fingers are all frostbitten from the paint hitting it and coming out of the can cold as fuck. And you got it everywhere, and it sucks, and it's annoying. And it's like you want to get it done as soon as you possibly fucking can because you don't want to drive around with half the paint missing. And knowing myself, if I don't finish it from the start, I will drive around with half of my car painted for months before I get the motivation to go back in and do it again. So I would love a paint booth. I just want to be like, clean, paint the whole fucking thing. And I'd love to buy a car to where I can change it for the season. You know, like Halloween, black hood, orange everything else. Christmas, fuck Christmas. So we're not painting nothing for Christmas. You know, 4th of July, red, white, and blue. And I'm going to try to paint fucking Abraham Lincoln on the hood. Like, I think just having a paint booth and painting the fuck out of not just cars, just anything. Like, this is a super sick thing. The thing I do is when I get something that's dope that everybody else also has, I have to make it custom so everybody knows that it's mine and no one else's looks like this. So I'd be painting the fuck out of fucking everything. So paint booth, pretty dope. Wood lathe definitely beats that. Last thing on my list for what I would love as a 30-something-year-old man that's growing older and fascinates over stupid man shit is a fucking kiln. A kiln. The shit that melts metal into a little cup. And then you take the little cup and you pour it in something. You pour it in anything. And it's just molten hot metal. I think there's something about you get something so hot, a piece of metal so damn hot that it is liquid, that is just so sick. And I just want it so bad. It's like a little bit of pyromaniac kind of a feel to it. Like, I'd be fucking filling anthill holes, fucking beehives. I'd just be dumping it in water just to dump it in water. Like, make it super hot and then make it real cold real fast. See what it make. Pull it out. It's super cool. You know? Or trying to make some kind of mold. Like, I see that all the time. Like, people just get, you know, random shit like this vape, and they'll smash it in some sand, and then they'll pour some metal in it, and then they pull it out, and it doesn't look like this at all. It just looks like a blob of metal, but it's cool anyway because it's fucking hot-ass metal, and it's fire, and it's sick. And so a kiln would be dope as fuck. I would love to have a kiln. Again, I'd probably run through every fucking tin can in the house trying to make something and melting all sorts of metal tools that I don't think I need anymore. And then once I got to that point, I'd be like, okay, cool. And then it would just sit there forever and I'd never use it again. But yeah, I think those would all be sick as fuck. And I know that other men that are in their 30s, they feel the same fucking way. So even below the 30s, I think. But anyway. Oh, another update. I vape now, which is super fucking gay. I've always hated vapors. Like, the only time I ever vaped was when I was actually trying to quit smoking cigarettes, and it looked like an actual cigarette, and it was meant for people that were trying to quit smoking cigarettes. Now vaping is dope, and they have, like, I've seen ones where you could play little games on them and shit. So I got a vape because I've been using nicotine pouches for 2 years, and I was falling asleep with them in. Like, as soon as it went out, I'd throw it out, put in another one, and it was just getting so bad. It was chewing up my fucking gums. It looked like a goddamn meth head. Like, I'm not losing my teeth, but I don't know. If you look close enough, my gums are, like, receding and shit. So it scared the fuck out of me. And I showed my fucking ex, and she's like, you're going to lose that tooth. And I'm like, shut the fuck up. Like, so I quit doing it. Instead of going to the dentist and getting it confirmed that my gums are falling apart, I'm just not going to go and hope that it just works itself out, you know, let my body, you know, do what it needs to do. So I started vaping. And it's pretty dope, actually. Not going to lie. These vapes are so much cooler than the one that I had probably 7 years ago. It lights up. It does that shit, which is kind of cool. And then you can change the power, and it tells you how much you need to charge, how much juice you have left. You throw it away when you're done. You'll go buy another flavor. So this is my third one in like a month. So they last a pretty long time. This one's raspberry limeade. Pretty fucking sick. It's delicious. I only like openly blow clouds when I'm at home because I talk so much shit about how gay vaping is and how annoying it is and stupid it is, that when I'm in public, I'll like take a big rip like this, real sneaky like. Then I'll hold it in as long as I can until I start getting dizzy. And then I go like this. I blow it in my shirt so nobody sees because I'm so embarrassed because I talk so much shit about it. So, but it's actually pretty dope where I get them from. So this is a great story. So there's a little fucking vape shop. They sell glass, all that kind of stuff. And it's kind of in the hood part, right next to where I'm working, which is like super ghetto, super scary. I've seen some fucked up crackheads and denied a lot of crackheads money because I don't have any money to give. And so this is like right in the middle of it, this place. And there's this little Middle Eastern guy that works in there. He's been in there every single time I've been in there. I don't know if he owns it. I don't know if he... You know, I just catch him at the right time. We got the same schedule or what. But he's in there every single fucking time. And he's got long-ass fucking pinky nails. We all know what that's for. It's for Coke. And it's not for stirring your Coca-Cola. It's for, you know, snorting Coke. And I don't know what he must have been doing some grammars because that thing is not even over-exaggerating that fucking long. Like you bitches are the ones that put fake ones on that long. This guy is all natural, giant pinky nails, both of them, huge as fuck, and you can hear it clack when he puts his hand on the table, which is disgusting. But this guy's cool as fuck, and he obviously loves me because I've been there 3 times. The first 2 times I was in there, he just showers me with edibles, like so many fucking edibles. I still have so many edibles left. So he gave me like a dozen cookies this big. Took them out of the package, rolled them up with his nasty pinky nails into a paper towel, and then handed them to me. He said, "You have this." And I was like, "Thanks, bro." Didn't ask him how much was in there, like how many milligrams or whatever. So I was like, okay, they're just little baby cookies. So he gave me that. And then he gave me like a Reese's Puff cereal bar, which who knows how much is in that. He pulled that. It's like in a plastic bag thing still, but he pulled it out of the original package, which has all the information on it that tells you exactly how much weed is in it. So dangerous as fuck. I haven't touched that bar because I don't know how much it is. So that was the first time. Second time I went in there, he gave me a Rice Krispie treat wrapped in a paper towel. Gave it to me, and then gave me a bunch, like just a fistful of candy, like edible candies on top. No idea how much is any of it. Actually, the Rice Krispies, he told me, is 500 milligrams, which I feel like is a fuck ton, and I don't know how much to eat of that to where I'm not going to fucking die. And to make it worse, the first time I had any of those edibles, I grabbed the cookies, and I was like, I think I feel like I remember him saying 3 or 4 is perfect, 5, way too much, you'll get too high. I'm a pussy with fucking any kind of edibles or marijuana or anything, so I was like, I'll cut that in half, I'll eat 2. I've never been so, I know I say this all the time, but I've never been so high in my fucking life. I was so goddamn high that I went to go pee, and I was so like tired and just high as fuck that when I peed, I just free-handed it, just aiming with no hands, and held my head up like this as I peed in the toilet, high as fuck, and then I just wiggled it and just got piss all over the place. And then the next morning, I was still high as fuck. I had to go to work, and I was just like, this is so bad. I got a meeting at 8 a.m., pull it the fucking together. So I drank a bunch of coffee. I took some Alpha Brain. I fucking got an energy drink. I just like walked around frantically at work. Just trying to like run away from my highness by just being fast at work. And, after a couple hours, I was okay. But since then, I've taken the tiniest bite of the little cookies. I haven't touched the other cereal bars and the Rice Krispie treat bars. But eventually, we're just going to have to bite our lip and get that shit. So, but super dope guy, giving me free edibles all the fucking time with no packaging and no labels on it. So, yeah. Let's see what else we got. I don't even know how long we've been doing this. Oh, it's almost 48 minutes. Oh, well, let's go ahead and cut it off there. Not sure I don't even remember what episode this is. I'm not going to try to remember anymore because I keep fucking it up. But if you guys, I'm going to try to figure out something with this shit. Oh, the other one's right there. With this shit, I'm probably going to I got to do at least a couple of them on my paid one because I haven't made a video for those guys in a long ass time. If you guys want to go to patreon.com/cocklesoftheheart, sign up. $5 a month. You get exclusive episodes. I already got 3 or 4 episodes on there that is just for those guys, and that's it. I'm not releasing to anybody else. Most of them are just me tripping ass on fucking mushrooms. And I start out, I'm like, all right, just ate them. 10 minutes later, I'm like, I'm starting to feel it. And then eventually I'm just laughing my ass off and talking about God knows what. I haven't listened to them again since I made them. But I'm going to definitely do some of these on the paid podcast. You guys can see me freak the fuck out. I'm going to get some smelling salts. Are they called smelling salts? Yeah, smelling salts. And do that on these episodes. I'll probably do one of these during this episode for everybody to see. And so if you don't know already, you can find me on Spotify, YouTube, Patreon. Just look up Cockles of the Heart. I'm the only Cockles of the Heart in existence that I know of. So it should be pretty easy to fucking find. But anyway, thanks for joining me for another episode of Cockles of the Heart. I'm sorry it took so long to come back and make some episodes. I'm really trying to work through this fucking depression and this ADHD shit that's going on. I'm trying to get back into making podcasts regularly. So it's going to be spotty for a little bit. Once I get my own apartment, I feel like that'll be easier to do because I can make up a permanent podcast spot and I don't have to worry about it. But thank you guys for hanging in there, sticking with me. Thank you, Nacho and Kyler and Lane and everybody else that has been dealing with me and been patient with me and trying to gently push me back into doing podcasts. You guys are great. Thank you again, Lane, for the camera. I'm sorry that I haven't been using it lately. I promise you I'm going to do better. I'm going to be better for you, buddy. And, yeah, thank you so much. Have a great week.